York's Agency for Palestine Refugees, UNRWA, called for commitment to ceasefire in Gaza Strip in order to return children to an educational environment after 2 years of Israeli aggression. John White, Deputy Director of UNRWA Affairs in Gaza, said Palestinian children in the Gaza Strip are in dire need of education, and it is imperative that every effort must be made to achieve this. John White added that UNRWA remains the largest provider of emergency education in the Gaza Strip and is working to create spaces in some schools in the Strip to provide education services. He explained that since the recent ceasefire, the agency's teams are trying to provide education to approximately 10,000 children per day, compared to approximately 60,000 children during the previous ceasefire. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called on the United States to expand sanctions on Russian oil from 2 companies to the entire sector. During talks in London with several European Union countries, the Ukrainian president asked them to supply him with long-range missiles to respond to strikes against Russia, in addition to providing assistance to protecting Ukrainians' energy network against almost daily Russian drone and missile attacks, and strengthening his air defenses through European Union support with various weapons. Russia hit a warehouse in a northeastern district of Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, early today morning. A fire broke out in a non-residential building in one location, while debris from intercepted missiles fell in an open area at another site, damaging windows in nearby buildings. Dozens of firefighters were deployed, and emergency services said they also deployed a helicopter to extinguish the fire. At least 1 person died and 10 were injured, said Ukraine Emergency Services spokesperson. Ukraine's Air Force said Russia launched 9 missiles and 62 drones, of which air defense intercepted 4 missiles and 50 drones. Kirill Dmitriev, the Russian president's special envoy, confirmed that Moscow, Washington, and Kyiv are close to reaching a diplomatic solution to end the Russian war in Ukraine. Dmitriev said after arriving in Washington that the meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and President Putin has not been canceled, and it is likely that the 2 leaders will meet at a later date. He also indicated that Russia dialogue with the United States would continue if Washington took Russia's interests into account. Dmitriev's visit to the United States comes to a hold meeting in the context of U.S. sanctions that included 2 of Russia's largest oil companies. The West views this step as an attempt to pressure the Russian president to end the war. The second round of discussions between Afghanistan and Pakistan commenced in the Turkish capital of Istanbul today, a week after both parties jointly agreed to a ceasefire agreement following intense border clashes earlier this month. The meeting follows the first round of talks jointly mediated by Qatar and Turkey, which took place in Doha on October 18th and October 19th. During this period, both parties agreed to an immediate ceasefire following days of intense border clashes. Last week, Qatar announced that Pakistan and Afghanistan had agreed to an immediate ceasefire following intense border clashes. In a statement issued by Qatar's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the follow-up in talks in Turkey are to ensure the sustainability of the ceasefire and verify its implementation in a reliable and sustainable manner. Talks on economic and trade issues between China and the United States started today in Kuala Lumpur, the capital city of Malaysia. The 2 sides are set to hold consultations on important issues in China-US economic and trade ties in accordance with the important consensus reached by the heads of the states of the 2 countries during their phone calls this year. The Chinese delegation is led by Vice Premier He Lifeng, also a member of the Political Bureau of the Communist Party of China's Central Committee. Still to come in our news bulletin. Gulf Financial Innovation Forum reviews a number of student projects from GCC countries. Monday, the Special Economic Zone at Duqm will host the second edition of the Duqm Economic Forum 2025 under the theme Leading Change, held under the auspices of Sultan Salim Al Habsi, Minister of Finance. Over 2 days, more than 400 participants, including 23 international and 19 Omani experts from over 50 countries, will gather to discuss investment opportunities, smart technologies, and sustainable development. The forum covers 3 key themes: integrated tourism and lifestyle development, green manufacturing and renewable industries, and AI-powered smart cities. Sessions will explore Oman Vision 2040, innovative tourism models, and leveraging AI and renewable energy to drive a sustainable industrial revolution. The second day will focus on Duqm's industrial resilience, smart infrastructure, and community empowerment through tourism. OQ Group is strengthening Duqm's position as a global energy hub through new investments, partnerships, and projects driving Oman's industrial growth. More details coming up in this report.
OQ Group and its partners have generated more than 600 million Omani riyals in local value from their projects in the Special Economic Zone at Duqm between January 2024 and June 2025. Local spending accounted for 64% of total expenditure, reflecting OQ's commitment to strengthening national supply chains, empowering entrepreneurs, and advancing Oman's industrial diversification. At the upcoming Duqm Economic Forum 2025, OQ will sign an agreement to establish a new joint venture with Royal Vopak of the Netherlands. Under the partnership, OQ Trading Company will hold a 51% stake, while Royal Vopak will own 49% to develop and operate integrated energy storage facilities. OQ will also inaugurate Oman Oil's first upper loading station in Duqm, the first of its kind in the Wilaya. Among its flagship projects, the Duqm refinery, jointly owned by OQ Group and Kuwait Petroleum International, has exported more than 560 shipments of refined products to global markets since the start of full commercial operations. Meanwhile, the Ras Merkez crude oil storage terminal, operated by the Oman Tank Terminal Company, has handled over 176 million barrels of crude oil since its inception, reinforcing Duqm's position as a strategic energy logistics hub. With total investments nearing 3.9 billion Omani riyals, OQ Group remains a key player in global energy trade and a cornerstone of Oman's long-term economic vision.
The Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology has announced the completion of 25 digital projects and initiatives out of a total of 36 targeted under the National Government Digital Transformation Program, known as Tahawul. According to the ministry, the completed projects include the Unified Government Services Portal, its mobile application, and the Strategic Partnership Project for Government Digital Transformation Implementation, in addition to Governorate's Digital Ambassadors Initiative. Work is also underway to finalize 11 other projects and initiatives with an average completion rate of around 80%. The ministry affirmed that the completion of these projects reflects Oman's ambitious drive towards digitizing government services, streamlining procedures, and enhancing digital governance to improve users' overall experience. The Public Establishment for Industrial Estates, Madain, has announced the tender for the Infrastructure and Industrial Complexes project at Medha Industrial City in the Wilaya of Medha in Musandam Governorate. The project, which spans an area of 360,000 square meters, includes the construction of internal roads, water, electricity, and sewage networks, along with other essential facilities. It also features the development of 6 industrial zones under Madain's flagship Industrial Complexes initiative. Madain's industrial city represents a valuable addition to Madain's network of industrial cities, offering diverse investment opportunities, competitive incentives, and advanced infrastructure that will help generate both direct and indirect job opportunities for citizens while empowering entrepreneurs to launch innovative ventures. Student creativity taking shape on the ground, that was the focus of the Gulf Financial Innovation Forum, where young minds from across the Gulf gathered to turn ideas into real impact. Among the innovative projects was the Green Track, a digital platform linking aviation and environmental sustainability by encouraging travelers to reduce their carbon footprint and support climate protection. The forum served as a regional platform to enhance financial literacy among youth, fostering early economic awareness and inspiring innovation across the GCC. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan sends a cable of condolences to His Majesty the King of Thailand on the passing of his mother, Queen Sirkit. Ukrainian President calls on United States to expand sanctions on Moscow, while the Russian envoy in Washington affirms the possibility of reaching a war-ending diplomatic solution. And 25 digital projects and initiatives have been completed under the National Government Digital Transformations Program. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's a good night, and we hope you've had an enjoyable weekend.